that stuff on out of the way, let's attack the issues. Okay. First and foremost, let's talk about YouTube. It's going to be ushering in a new policy, and I think it starts July the 15th, if I'm mistaken. And with this new policy, they have changed the way how content creators can create content. Okay. So they're trying to step away from people that are, not really, they want to really focus on original content that you originally put out. Okay. And they kind of want to step away from the AI type content, the copywritten content, the faceless, no face, no case type content. And they kind of want to step away from all that stuff. Okay. So for an example, let's talk about AI generated content. We've all seen videos on our timeline. Like, for an example, someone says that they're leaking footage of the new Avenger movie, and it's nothing but AI content throughout the whole presentation. Okay. They want to get rid of that. All right. Just say, for an example, someone creates an animated AI video, and they're using the voice from some previous content that they don't own to recreate this animated video. Case in point, Samuel L. Jackson and Bernie Mac, the scene of Soul, I think it was Soul Brothers. It was a movie back in the day. God rest his soul, Bernie Mac. Well, someone has made an animated video of that, and they're posting it on YouTube on their channel. The algorithm is constantly trying to promote this video. They're getting all types of views, all types of subscribers. They're making all type of moolah on some content that's really not theirs. Okay. For an example, another example, like Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal inside the NBA. Someone has generated some content using their voices, but using the animated portion. And like I said, they're making money off of it. They're profiting off of it. And the YouTube algorithm promotes this type of behavior, promoting this type of content. So YouTube is pretty much stepping away from content creators doing stuff like this. And I feel like there's going to be loopholes in this content. I mean, in this new policy. We all know of these channels that do 24-hour fireplace live streams, or 24-hour black screens, or 24-hour having music playing throughout the presentation for 24 hours, spiritual videos and things of that nature, where you don't see the actual face of the content creator. You just got 24 hours, and it's pretty much in a loop. I feel like that type of content, I think YouTube will continue to allow people that make that type of content to continue to make that type of content. All right. And like sports podcasts, there's like a lot of sports podcasts that you don't see the actual face of the person. Now it's live. The person is using their actual voice. I think that, or like gaming podcasts and things of that nature, where the content creator is not using their image. It's just pretty much a screen with their podcast name on it, or whatever the case may be. I feel like as of right now, and this is just me assuming, as of right now, they're going to figure out to allow that type of content to remain, because ultimately it's original content, but you don't see the person's face. With the fireplace and the black screen and the raining videos, I'm not too quite sure on that. I feel like some channels are going to get a pass, while other channels, the struggle is going to be real for those channels. So Basically, YouTube is pretty much in a nutshell getting rid of lazy content creators that all they do is copy and paste a celebrity's live stream or celebrity's TikTok, and they're making content from that. They're just cutting and pasting different videos that they get off of social media, and they put it on their YouTube channel, and they make a profit off of it. That's basically the inner workings of this policy. So if you're that type of individual or that type of content creator that's generating that content and you're making money off of it, it's going to be difficult for you to do that. Now, they didn't go into full details how they're going to do this. What are the procedures? What are the policies? Are you going to get penalized? You're going to get a strike on your channel, or your channel is going to get deleted? They didn't go into a lot of those details, but to me, YouTube is going back to rewarding content creators that are making original content. Okay, such as myself, I make original content, but it's hard for me to get a footing in the algorithm, because you guys know my saying, the algorithm know of me, but it just doesn't know me. But it's hard for me to get into the algorithm machine when you got massive channels, massive videos, 24/7, 7 days a week, generating this content, and it's not even their content. All right. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of content creators in the comment section, as well as everyone else's comment section, talking about, well, my amended rights are being violated. My rights as a citizen are being violated because I should be able to react to different videos and different subject matters, even though the video and the subject matter don't necessarily belong to me. And YouTube, what they're saying is they're not, taking away anyone's rights. It's just they're not going to promote that type of content. They're not going to promote those types of channels. So if you got 30, 40, 100,000 subscribers, this new policy is really not going to affect you. You should have enough subscribers in your community to continue for you to make that type of content and for you to continue to get paid off of that content. It's just YouTube is not going to recommend your channel nor recommend your video. I think that's the process of what YouTube is going to be doing for the foreseeable future, because they're getting there are big time companies such as Disney, ESPN, Fox Sports 1, Hulu, Netflix. There are a lot of big time studios, big time media companies that are coming to YouTube like, hey, what's the dealio? I mean, you got all these content creators stealing our content and putting it on their channel. Y'all should do something about it, or we're going to take you to court. There's several ways to lose money in a business. Now, YouTube, they continue to strive, and they get the numbers, they get the moolah. There's money on the floor. I get all that. But for all that money on the floor, you got to pay so many different people to continue to keep this engine going. And one of the people that unfortunately you're going to have to pay is these media groups, these media companies, these large studios that are coming to you as YouTube as a corporation, and they're threatening to take you to court because you got so many content creators stealing and taking their content. Like, there's like an AI of it's like a vlog. It's like someone made an AI generated video of Spider-Man vlogging through New York City, or the Joker and Batman vlogging through New York City or Gotham City. And those characters I know the person that's generating their content does not own these characters. They do not own these characters. So you can't generate content off of characters that you don't own. All right. So they're cracking down on YouTube is cracking down on content like that, because even though there are some AI videos out there that are kind of entertaining, but at the same time, that entertainment comes at a cost. And these larger corporations, these larger media companies, these larger news outlets, they're seeing this and they're threatening to take YouTube to court, or they're already in the process of taking YouTube to court. Okay. So it's, YouTube had to do something. If they didn't do anything, then this was going to, continue to happen. It was going to be a bigger and bigger problem. Like there's a lot of content creators out there. They steal content from like people like me and others, and then they do like reactional videos. They just take certain clips of certain portions of live streams and videos, and then they copy and paste that content. And there's little to no effort as far as the content creator, saying something or showing their face to let them know that this is all their content. They're just utilizing portions of someone else's content. So yeah, YouTube is going to crack the whip on that. A lot of you lazy content creators out there, yeah, y'all pretty much, when y'all solve this policy, y'all are pretty much shaking in your boots like, oh man, what we gonna do now? How we gonna live? How we gonna eat, man? YouTube is back in town, man. YouTube not gonna let me go. YouTube not gonna let me copy and paste other people's content that I don't even own. So a lot of you guys are gonna be boohoo crying, gonna make it. To be honest with you, this is a perfect opportunity for you guys that make lazy content, for you to actually make your own content and talk about this policy. Tell them what you think. Tell them how you feel. Tell them how it's, hurt. It's you're not being allowed your rights, or you feel like this material, even though you don't own it, you should have an option to utilize this material. So a lot of you lazy content creators out there that just copy and paste other people's content, now's the time to start making these videos and letting your voice be heard to YouTube. Who knows? YouTube might, let you live. Allow you to continue to make that content. But I think it's bigger than that. I think the algorithm, they're going to put codes in the algorithm that's going to finally allow original content creators the opportunity to use the algorithm machine. To their channels are going to be featured. Their content is going to be featured. It's going to be pushed out front and center for the algorithm to send it out to other people that are utilizing YouTube. So that's good for original content creators. As far as people that don't make their own content and steal other people's content, I consider it lazy content. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's still lazy content. Maybe the algorithm is not going to push your video or push your channel to the masses out there. So yeah, a lot of you guys that are making that type of content, I think now you need to start whatever you had that you was going to upload. You need to go and upload that stuff now, because when July the 15th comes rolling around, we don't know the implications or the impact these new policies are going to be for each individual content creator or each individual platform on YouTube. It's a wait and see approach. But yeah, I would, if you want to continue to, continue to do videos on YouTube, you have to figure out how to get in where you fit in with the rules. All right. And like I said,